Hey guys, welcome back to the Ride Right Waxing channel. Back on the snowboards, we have an awesome Amplid UNW8 snowboard. Just awesome, lovely board. Really looking forward to servicing this one. I think this is going to come up an absolute treat. We've got that lovely translucent tail where you can see that wood core with obviously the carbon stringers just at the end to add pop. We've got the stringers just inside there, which you can see, but just awesome. The X-line, the rigidity and strength, 160 in length. But yeah, basically engineered by ARC, I think it is, and they're built in the Alps. Proudly manufactured in the Alps. Yeah, just a lovely board. We're going to clean the top coat up, but let's pop you in my hand and have a detailed look at this board. So on top coat, there is kind of like the Hornet / Bumblebee. Lovely. That's just my Insta360 turning off. We're going to polish this up actually, but it's superbly smooth anyway. You can see the shine in the board from the light above, but there is actually a matte finish to this with the gloss and that kind of camo print. You can see the kind of the wood stringers all the way down through, the wood core rather, all the way down through, and there's just like your carbon stringers. Got that lovely kind of Hornet Wasp. Need to know what that actually stands for, but you can see the wood core. There's that translucent base which comes off. We've got a rail that wraps all the way around this board. It's not too bad, to be honest. There's some gouges and dips. Nothing that, to be fair, I'm going to want to try and fill with P-Tex if I can. A bit of a raised area just there, which we'll clean up. And yeah, not too bad. The rails do need a little bit of love. We'll sharpen those bad boys up and get them lovely and clean. Then we'll add down there's a bit of a gouge just there, which I think we'll do. And we've got some rust there on the rails. So we'll clean all that up and we'll do the usual basically. That's the aim of the game. So just pop me back in the other camera and I'll see you in a sec. So there we are, one Amplid board. Like we do in all my videos, guys, we're going to do those rails first and make sure they're mint and sharp. We're going to get all that rust and corrosion off. We're then going to decontaminate the base of this board, cleaning it all up, making sure that we get all the high spots down after base scraping it. We're going to copper brush it to put some structure back in it. Then we're going to wax it and it's going to look mint. We're going to make sure this thing is tip top. If it takes me 10 minutes or 10 hours, don't care, it will be done right. Also, go across, course shot on this one. This board was awful. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and go check out the other videos on my channel. There's some really cool stuff. You might really like it. You may not. That's up to you. But tip of the day is get your boots out. Doesn't matter if it's ski boots or snowboard boots, and just check the following thing. Make sure everything works. Your boa system, if you've got boas on there, make sure that works. Make sure your ratchets aren't loose. Check your insoles. If you are finding your boots are a little bit baggy, take the insole out, put an insole in the base of the boot, put your lining back in, and then obviously you've got your insole which is inside the lining, and that will just reduce this gap and you'll find it will be very much tighter on your foot, giving you a lot more control when turning. If you haven't tried it before, give it a go. It's very easy to take this out and take that insole out and chuck it back in your rucksack or chuck them in your pocket. They weigh nothing, but you might just find that little bit more padding will give you a little bit more of a stronger toe turn. Absolutely must. I would definitely try that out. Also, make sure your lining, your left hand lining is in your left hand boot and your right hand lining is in your right hand boot, because believe me, the amount of people that take them out and dry them and put them back in the boots the wrong way around, you'll be surprised. So do just double check that and just get them on your feet, walk around, make sure they're comfy, make sure your foot hasn't changed, you haven't hurt it over the summer period, your boots haven't developed some horrible fungi inside them, all that kind of stuff. Just get them out and get them on your feet. Walk around your house, get those mouldings heated back up and get used to how they fit. So the first day you don't put them on isn't the first day you hit the snow, because all of a sudden you're running into problems and these things aren't cheap. So you can fix it now while you have time. Anyway, I'm rambling on. One snowboard boot. Oh, by the way, I run the step-on bindings by Burton. Can't bend over, got a bad back, but they're awesome. Would really recommend them, guys. They do click a bit, but they are really good. But anyway, we're going to get on, clean this board up, stick some tunes on, stay with me, and here we go. So top coat is all clean, edges are all done, base is all cleaned. I've got to do a bit more work on the base, obviously to get before I wax it, but me being me and me being fussy, such a lovely board. There was a bit of top coat along the top that has been caught, and some of it's been ripped off here, but there is a bit still attached. So instead of just cutting it off and exposing the white base, what I've done is I've epoxied underneath the actual top coat, blew it in with a hairdryer to make it really liquefied, so it's really soaked in. Non-slip paper, put that on there, and some obviously gaffer tape, and then just pulled it round to basically pull that top coat back down, then oozing the epoxy out. And then what I'll do is I'll clean the side rail up with a Stanley knife blade when it's done. And there's two more little bits just down here, so as you can see just here, I've got that sorted, and you can see the tape underneath there. So I can't work on the base because that tape's there, so I'm going to leave that to just dry and cure in. Other than that, the top coat's really, really good. Obviously, yes, there is some battle scars, but like I say, when you see a bit of top coat and it's ripped off, I don't like to just cut it off where possible, because it detracts from the base, so from the look of the board when you look down, really. And it's trying to keep the board as smart and as nice as looking as possible. So those three repairs are done. Like I say, we've polished and detailed the top with ceramic coated it. Onto a bit of an advert behind me. Let me just quickly flick past that one. Boom. There we go. Back to skis. So yeah, I'll get on and clean this, but the rails are super sharp, taking off a load of nail there, which is really, really good. I've got a bit more cleaning to do, but like I say, I can't do it because the tape's there. So for you, it'll be seconds. For me, it'll be a few hours. So I'll go jump on one of these other boards and just start that one a minute, and we're just going to leave it on the side just to cure. So if you want to check out the Burton, which I'm going to do next, Burton Custom, then you'll see this board in the background. See you in a bit. So this awesome Amplid board has been sat with that epoxy drying just to make sure we get that top coat looking mint. And I am super fussy with stuff like that. So we're going to get on now. We've edged this. I've just got a gummy to stone the tips and tails, which I'll quickly do now. And if anybody's wondering what a gummy stone is, it's like a rubberized file. And you just basically take off the first few inches. And what this does, it reduces and so, Mike decided to die. Anyway, gummy stone. We're just basically dulling off those contact points on the nose and the tail. And this is just to reduce the catching area of the board. Obviously, either on your toe edge or your heel edge, sending you either onto your face or onto your backside. But what it does do, it leaves a little bit of residue behind. And I run with two different brushes in my workshop. We have a dirty brush and a clean brush. My dirty brush is blue, and my waxing brush, which is my clean brush, purely and simply only touches wax, is green. And by doing so, you're not contaminating any area of the board. And that's really, really key, especially when you spend hours cleaning it. But anyway, let's have a quick look at the repair that I've done earlier with this epoxy. And I quickly jump onto my phone, and we're going to stick it on the screen now. Let's jump onto here. Right, so pull the tape off. And we use double-sided tape. Double-sided tape. We use non-stick paper, and that way then it just pulls off. So what we've now done is this was raised. It's now flat, and we'll clean up this top coat and the epoxy. We've laid epoxy just in there as well, and we'll clean off this side rail. It's still a little bit soft, but that is no longer sticking up, causing it to rip. You can actually see the crease line, and I think if you would have caught that anymore, that would have snapped off. So yeah, we'll tidy that up, and the same for these. And this is me just being fussy. Again, that is now flat. And again, you can see the crease line where it's creased up. And we'll clean this up as well. And again, that is also flat. Awesome. And we've got a nice little bit of epoxy in there as well as. So we're going to pull this tape off. And there we go, guys. Simple as that. Simple as that. Now with a white-based bottom, it's quite hard to actually see where the dull areas are. So I always like to do a base scrape, nice sharp scraper, and you can actually see the material coming off, which is good because this is all the high spots that we're taking off. So making the board nice and flat. We'll then clean it, and it's a lot smoother now. There's less catching areas. Then we'll go over it with the copper brush, which is this bad boy just here, and then we'll put structure base back in the board, and then it's ready to receive some wax. But obviously we'll give it a clean first and just make sure we detail it. Can't really see that, you know, that's really isn't too deep. So I think we'll try and get away with any P-Tex if possible. Just got to tidy up this area just here. Surprisingly, actually, how many scrapes are on this board once you start cleaning and swiping over. But yeah, so that's the stuff that won't accept the wax, and that's what we're cleaning off. Tip top, let's go. Amplid is basically cooled and cold and ready for having the wax stripped off of it. It's come up lovely. I'm really pleased with it. Top coat's looking awesome. We must actually stick on the very important Ride waxing sticker. We don't want to really make this board look anything too dissimilar. I'm trying to think where we could put it. We don't want to cover up that. Bindings go there. Don't really want to go there. Could go off to the side here. Just trying to think, that was quite cool. Offset there, kind of in keeping, symmetrical to that. Let's go there. And there we go. One Ride waxing sticker to say it's been serviced here in the workshop. So much thought goes into sticking a sticker on a board, you know, but it's got to be right. It's got to be right. Anyway, one sharp scraper. We're going to crack on and detail this bad boy. Stay tuned, guys. Let's stick some tunes on, and now we'll see how good it looks like when I've finished. Here we go. One Amplid board, and I must say, awesome board. Really love this board, and I'm really chuffed I've got to service it, to be brutally honest. It's just a very, very nice looking board, to be honest. I'd quite happily have this in my collection, to be brutally honest. But yeah, awesome. It's come up lovely. Really, really pleased with it, to be honest. Got great shine there on the bottom of that board, as you can see. This board is fully loaded with wax. We've dulled and tipped the ends, we've sharpened those rails, and they are razor sharp, which is really, really good. We've done a little bit of a P-Tex repair just there. We've cleaned up and touched up the top coat, albeit it just needs a little bit of a dust off, which I'll do just before I package it all up and send it back to the customer. And yeah, I think he'll have some awesome time on this board in the mountains. And again, guys, go across to my channel, hit like, hit share, subscribe. That would be awesome. And obviously, yeah, get my name out there. I'd really, really appreciate that, because I just love doing stuff like this, bringing it around, knowing that I've got to put a smile on somebody's face when they hit the snow and have an awesome day. So guys, that's it from this awesome Amplid board from the Ride Waxing Workshop. We will see you soon.